Oh yeah, they're raising very nicely. It's 8 degrees right now, a little after 2 p.m. What am I complaining? I'm not complaining. This maybe sounded too harsh. I'm actually a little happy because we've had such extraordinarily unusual winter temperatures this year. So I feel a little bit better, like, well, all is not lost in the climate change era. We're headed for 18 below overnight on Wednesday. And then we're only going to have highs for 5 or 6 days in the single digits again. So this is very typical January weather, finally. I don't like going outside in it, but it is January in northern Minnesota. And I have noticed, different subject, back to winter. We've had such a mild winter compared to usual that I got used to doing 2 buckets of wood per day. I talked about when it gets colder in January, I'll probably go up to 3 buckets a day. But having a temperature of 7 degrees, well, it was 2 degrees when I got up this morning. Kicked on the furnace, built a fire. I gotta stoke the wood stove more often. I got the draft opened up, so it's getting more air. So the wood is being consumed more quickly. Now there are some out there that think when it's cold out, the wood just naturally burns up faster because it's cold out. Well, that's true to the extent though that you open the draft, it gets more air. Wood burns hotter and faster. It has nothing to do with the cold other than it's cold and the cold is pressing in, trying to get in when it's 25 or 30 degrees out. There's not nearly the pressure coming in from outside. Well, when it was 5 degrees, 7 degrees earlier, man, oh man, I couldn't get the temperature above 70. Well, I could finally, but I had to get very aggressive with the restoking and opening the draft. But I am going to survive this beautifully on not using up all the wood I've got out there. Well, we got to go out and I use the royal we there, don't I? You think I'm talking about Suki. I know it's you. You're going to come out and help me shovel. I realized when I snowblowed a week ago that I looked at the path that I had snowblowed earlier down to the propane tank and thought, well, no, we just got it filled up. I don't need to snowblow that path open again. No, I don't have to get to the propane tank, but I do want to for Suki's benefit and my benefit when we go down the hill out onto the meadow. Path it ends right there. Use a propane tank, so obviously it ends right there. Well, anyway, when Suki and I go out in the evening for her to pee and poo, I want to open the path up. Oh God, I heard a wolf last night. I never heard it from west of the house. It was howling. I went outside to let Suki pee, and what's this? A wolf howling. I'm fairly certain that it was our side of the highway. And that scares me because we're used to going out, Suki and I, for our daily walk out to the mailbox. And she runs on ahead. I'm just fit to be tied about what do I do with her. I'm not going to make her heel to walk down our property, down the driveway. I mean, what kind of a being outside time is that for her? It might have been the other side of the highway, but not very far on the other side of the highway where there's just empty woods. How can we call them empty woods? Woods are some of the fullest property there is, full of trees and critters, organisms. When the baby bear came through here a week, 2 weeks ago or so, he walked across down there, got lost in the brush. I quick ran, got the camera. The next time I saw him, he was walking through, and then I saw him up there. I don't know what you want. We come in from outside. She comes in, walks up, turns around, and walks back here and crowds me like, gee, there's going to be some fantastic event here in this entryway. I need to be here. January 23rd. I'll take any snow we can get. This is only going to be about an incher at the most, but it's beautiful to be out and seeing it, being in it, with it as one. How's that for heavy philosophy? Existential. Got a couple loaves of bread rising on the kitchen counter beside the stove, which is set to a low 200 degrees to help it rise. I'm using bread flour for the first time. I've always made this recipe with just regular all-purpose unbleached, and decided, well, okay, I bought the bag of flour a couple months ago. Let's use it finally. So I am, and right away I noticed the dough is much tougher. I guess that's one word for it. It's robust. It is not as compliant nearly as the all-purpose. So it'll be interesting to see what I get. It's raised for 45 minutes in the bowl, punched it down, kneaded it for a little bit more in the bowl, and then divided it into two portions and squeezed them out into loaf pan length, and in they went to raise for another half hour. No way to know. Just have to keep an eye on it. No mail. I re-spray painted the flag on the mailbox with fluorescent pink. I can't see it right now because it's not up, but I couldn't see it really very well, that faded yellow, before. I'm sure that this time out here for her is way too short. Joe Biden has been president now. This is the 4th day. He has done like he said he was going to do. Issued executive orders overturning a lot of the damaging ones that President Trump put into effect. One of which is rejoining the Paris Climate Accord. Oh my God, how could we have dropped out of that? The last 4 years we had so many things President Trump announced and did that were just, what? What? We're going backward. We can't afford to go backward. So we're going forward now again, finally. And the impeachment trial, I guess, begins, well, this coming Tuesday. I heard them say earlier today. I started in on the wood from this shed day before yesterday. And this is all oak. I hadn't realized the difference between oak and birch, because most of, or at least half of the wood from there was birch, and it burns a lot faster, brighter, more friendly, where the oak is sort of somber and moody. I was thinking, well, maybe the oak that I've got out here that I'm beginning to use isn't seasoned, but I don't hear it hissing. And all of this wood needs to be burned. I'm sure that's seasoned, and that a lot of that is birch. I need to begin burning those, but then realized all the stuff on top is the wettest. So unfortunately, all of the more seasoned wood is down at the bottom. This is where Suki barfed over the side of the Ranger. God. In October or November. And she's been attracted to that place ever since. Scrounge, scavenger, scrounge. Yeah, that was. It's 2 below zero. This is Wednesday, January 27th. Brought Suki out to have a bowel movement. She was up ahead, and to get her, I've discovered if I walk into the woods down this path, she will usually follow and get the idea, oh, yeah, it's time to poop. So I walked in here. She was about where she is now. And I didn't look back because she always follows. I got to right about here, and I heard a hell of a commotion behind me. And I'm assuming that it's Suki tearing up the driveway and then heading down here. I didn't turn around because I was sure that's what it was. No, a hell of a racket. And I looked back, and she's back out on the driveway where she was. So my first thought is it's a partridge I had flushed up. I didn't see a damn thing. And I began looking around for evidence of tracks and wings disturbing the snow. And the only thing I could see really is, well, nothing. A little bit of disturbance on this log. Hey, are we going or not? No, we're not going. I brought her out to do her business so we can get back inside. Well, the wood stove is puffing and making wonderful heat. We are doing fine considering the season. And this is the exact center of the whole year where you get the coldest temperatures of the whole year. And we're not going to get above 0 today. That's a friendly sight, isn't it? Oh, I gotta get wood, that's right. I've been taking wood from here, but it's not wanting to burn bright and happy and cheerful like the wood I was taking from back behind the other woodshed, which is empty now. And I decided this is bur oak, and that bark is really thick, gnarly, and I think that's part of the problem, why it's not burning as excitingly as the old stuff, the other stuff.
Good. I think that's someone on Xiaomi M365 Pro. Oh, hello. Trevor. It's a little bit blind. It's kind of making short work of this hill. Okay, there's a wonderful leverage road. Yep, he's got. Thank you. All works. I kind of like to kick, a bit of exercise. one wave light, by the way, it's not blind.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the like button. See you next time.